What's happening, Wanderers? Welcome to the Museum of Illusions. Now, a wise man once said, things aren't always what they seem. And nothing is a better representation of this than the Museum of Illusions. Now, this museum is located downtown Chicago, right in the middle of the loop, and here you can experience over 80 different fascinating exhibits that will leave you questioning, is this real? What is real? What is life? So that being said, you are either bound to have a totally enlightening experience or an anxiety-induced panic attack.
Sarah, stop.
Who is excited? Now make sure to stay to the end of the video. I will be giving my ultimate review, my recommendation, is it worth the time, what are the prices, and again, a wise man once said, subscribe to Wanderlust Woman. Let's get into it. An illusion is essentially a disconnect between reality and that the information that our body gathers, usually through our eyeballs, and then processes through our brain. Now, most of these illusions are visual in nature, and there are so many exhibits that can demonstrate these sort of illusions, whether it's to do with our depth perception, our perception of movement that may or may not be occurring, or just observing how things are shaped or relatively greater or smaller in size. It's a lot of fun to play around with these different illusions because you not only have an opportunity to witness them, but manipulate and interact with them, which is so much fun to do. Some illusions will leave you scratching your head, but others are much less confusing and tricky, but what they make up with is being extremely visually oppressive and honestly just captivating. So if you want to come into the museum and get a quick little Insta pic, this is the place to do it. Just make sure to @ your boy on Insta. So what's for dinner tonight? You too! Squat up, squat up! And other illusions aren't really illusions, but they are more of brain teasers and puzzles, sort of things to get our brain working and, give us a little bit of a challenge. They might not be illusions, but they are fun little ways to observe all the quirks and kinks of our cranium. Did you like that alliteration? Now, my personal favorite exhibit, hands down, had to be the light tunnel, which was a really cool exhibit where you had a dark tunnel with just a walkway, and there was rotating lights on the ceiling, and this was astonishingly I don't even know what to say. I'm flabbergasted, to be honest. But what it really did demonstrate was the massive connection between our visual system and our vestibular. So that is our balance and how it reacts to the information that we perceive, and it tells our brain, and our brain can then figure out where our body is relative to the space around us. Because it looks really simple. It looks like, how could you be fooled by this? But legitimately feels like the room is spinning and like you're about to fall off of a really straight, safe path. Oh my God. I wasn't looking. So I legitimately felt like a child at an amusement park, which maybe isn't that crazy because let's face it, I'm just a child in a grown man's body. Another great example of this sort of balance and visual illusion is the tilted house, which is a classic. A lot of fun. Make sure to check that out too. So now that I'm done describing the different exhibits and what you can expect, what is my take? Would I recommend it? We need to consider a few things. First, is the admission price. Tickets, which you can purchase online, are going to be around $20 depending on, if you fall in some of those age groups or you're a student, you can get a little bit of a discount, right? The total amount of time that I think you can really spend in the museum and enjoy is about 1 to 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half to 2, more along that range. So $20 for less than 2 hours, is it worth it? I would say absolutely, hands down, because first of all, it's perfect for all ages. So whether you're old or young, it's gonna be fun, it's gonna be interactive and engaging. And something that I personally always try and keep in mind when going to a museum is, number one, is it educational? And number two, is it entertaining? Because it's cool to learn something, but if I'm not having a fun time, it might feel like I'm at a lecture. Or if it's just really fun, then I want to feel like I'm getting my brain stimulated a little bit and I came out with a little bit of new information or perspective. So I think it really checks both of those boxes, and I would rate it ultimately an 8.5 out of 10, everybody. So that's my take on the Museum of Illusions. I hope that it seems fun to you. Please let me know down below in the comments if it looks like something you'd want to do, or if you've done it, or if you have any difference or agreement in opinion. And remember, everybody, a wise man once said, click the bell for notifications after you subscribe to my channel. Peace.